Coming up on Global Business, travel boom. China experiences a surge in international travel with 3.3 times more passenger trips than last year's Chinese New Year. Strategic focus. We travel to Africa to find out how Chinese smartphone producer Transsion cracked the African consumer market. And white hot. In our special report, Biz Focus, we zoom in on China's ice and snow economy, where CGTN reporters hit the slopes to uncover the huge growth potential of China's ski industry. From CGTN headquarters in Beijing, this is Global Business. I'm Zheng Junfeng. First up, let's begin our program by looking at China's booming movie market. Data from Maoyan, China's leading online ticketing services platform, shows China's box office has hit $750 million so far this year. That's 150 million more than the US, ranking first for the first time. And the strong performance is driven by a blowout of moviegoers during the Chinese New Year holiday. Theaters across the country have raked in 3.6 billion yuan or $500 million so far for the holiday season. The top grosser, You Only Live Once, has generated more than 1.2 billion yuan or roughly one-third of the total. Pixar's 2, a sequel to 2019's Pixar's, follows a second place with revenue of 1.1 billion yuan. And in third place is Bonnie Bear Time Twist. Spring Festival 2024 has once again sparked tourism nationwide. On the first day of the Spring Festival holiday, destinations in Hebei, Henan, Shandong and Shanxi provinces experienced a 15-fold increase in visitors compared to 2023. Luoyang, Henan in East China has seen ticket orders for scenic sports surge by astonishing 35 times. Additionally, the demand for the 2-hour high-speed rail tour has soared, with search volume up by 7 times compared to 2023. Regions such as Beijing, Tianjin and Hebei and Yangtze River Delta region and the Chengdu metropolitan area have seen pre-order volumes for hotels, tickets and other tourism products double. According to online tourism platform Ctrip, ice and snow tourism products have also seen a more than 10-fold increase in orders compared to 2023. Northern destinations like Harbin, Mudanjiang and Changchun are particularly popular despite colder conditions. One of China's biggest attractions, giant pandas, remain strong in 2024. Chengdu has seen panda-themed holiday stays nearly triple in booking volume compared to 2023. As tourism becomes an increasingly popular way to spend the Chinese New Year, a cruise ship called Nanhai Dream has carried more than 500 tourists to the Xishan Islands. Lin Wo reports on the unique celebrations on the stunning tropical islands.
The Nanhai Dream cruise ship departs from Sanya and arrives at the Xishan Islands after some 12 hours. All the passengers say they're excited for the once-in-a-lifetime trip.
The trip to Xishan Islands is something I've always longed for. It feels great to realize my dream in my 70s.
In our primary school textbooks, there was an article introducing the naturally endowed Xishan Islands. So this Spring Festival, I took my parents and children on a cruise trip to catch a glimpse of the captivating landscape.
Over the course of the trip lasting 4 days, tourists visit Quanfu and Yinyu Islands, play tug-of-war competitions on the beach, attend concerts and other activities. The beautiful Xishan Islands are alive with New Year atmosphere.
We came from Beijing. I choose to take my daughter to Sansha for this special day.
In Xishan, tourists write down New Year wishes on Spring Festival couplets by the sea, forming a huge long character in Chinese, marking the beginning of the lunar year. Lin Wo, Sansha Satellite TV in Hainan for CGTN.
Meanwhile, international travel is surging during this Chinese New Year holiday. According to the National Immigration Administration, China is expected to see an average of 1.8 million daily inbound and outbound passenger trips during this Spring Festival holiday, about 3.3 times more than last year. Thailand, Singapore and Malaysia remain the top destinations for Chinese tourists thanks to the recent introduction of visa exemption policies. And meanwhile, countries participating in the Belt and Road Initiative are also gaining in popularity, with numbers of trips to Kazakhstan, United Arab Emirates and Maldives up more than 5% compared to 2019. A China Tourism Academy report said China's outbound tourism market is expected to reach 130 million by the end of this year. Thailand is one of the favorite overseas destinations for Chinese tourists. It's particularly sought after during the Spring Festival holiday as travelers seek out warmer climates. And for more, let's take a look at the report filed by our correspondent Martin Low in Phuket, Thailand.
That this Chinese New Year holiday will be a major success for Thailand in terms of visitors and tourism revenue. Two places have been singled out for the most popular destinations. One here is Bangkok, which of course has its own Chinatown, and the island of Phuket in the south where I am. Certainly here, the evidence of my own eyes is that things are getting back to normal and we're putting behind us those dark days of COVID. During the day, the beaches here are particularly busy. And then in the evenings, that buzz is back as the restaurants and the bars are filling up. Now, by the end of the 9-day holiday, it's anticipated that anything up to 250,000 Chinese visitors will have come to Thailand. They'll have boosted the Thai economy by anything up to $350 million. There are still some obstacles to rapid growth. The number of flights isn't back to what it was before COVID, and the flights that are scheduled are quite expensive, but steps are being taken on both of those issues. They're trying to increase the number of flights, and hopefully those prices will stabilize fairly soon.
As people in China across the world continue ushering in the Year of the Long, also known as the Year of the Dragon, China's tourists in Egypt got a chance to witness a special event held to welcome the Chinese New Year at the Pyramids of Giza. Yasser Hakim was there and filed this report.
It was an action-filled day for all those in attendance. Early in the morning, a group of Chinese tourists were given a once-in-a-lifetime experience by paragliding over the Great Pyramids of Giza to mark the Year of the Long, also referred to as the Year of the Chinese Dragon.
Hard to say, my 10 or 9 days in Egypt, so it's a very magic city, fascinating. I've been Cairo and Hurghada. It's very so exciting vacation for me.
Guests were then invited to a reception at a unique venue overlooking the pyramids, where they were warmly greeted by their Egyptian hosts.
Happy New Year. It's a prosperous year, and also the dragon is a symbol. I've read about it and how it represents to the Chinese community, and I really wish them a beautiful and successful year ahead.
The Chinese visitors enjoyed the Egyptian traditional music and dance show, as well as the breathtaking view of the Giza Plateau as they celebrated the Year of the Dragon in the land of the pharaohs.
As the event is taking place at the backdrop of the wonderful ancient monuments here, it was inevitable that discussions and talks at these celebrations would focus on strengthening bilateral tourism ties.
Chinese tourism inflow has been increasing annually, and according to the Egyptian Tourism Ministry, the number of Chinese tourists visiting Egypt has jumped by 270% in 2023 compared to the year before.
I'm quite happy to see the increasing numbers of Chinese tourists coming to Egypt, coming to get to know our culture. The reason was for the ease of obtaining the visa. The Egyptian visa could be obtained from any port of entry, and this is a big facility of enabling any tourist to jump into the flight and come. And also, I think the packages is quite affordable in return of what the tourist is getting in return of the experience.
Egypt attracted a record 14.9 million tourists in 2023, but is banking on visitors from China, the largest tourism source in the world, to achieve its target of attracting 30 million tourists by 2027.
Egypt, with a very long history, so I really want to see different culture and to meet different persons. And the persons here are very enthusiastic. They really like Chinese people, and so they're really, really friendly actually. So
efforts by major tour operators have seen significant investments made to meet the growing demand for the Egyptian market.
We make an engagement or make an investment with a Chinese company to invest something like 50 million USD at Nile River to build some new Nile cruises, especially for Chinese. Now it's something like more than 30 flights per week. It is almost more than 120 flights per month. It's almost 100%. I mean, it's double the number. Everything is double now.
And to call it a day, the enthusiastic crowd witnessed the Chinese flag being flown over the Great Pyramids of Giza to make the Chinese Spring Festival celebration in Egypt a memorable one for years to come. Yasser Hakim for CGTN, Cairo, Egypt.
Would love to visit Egypt. Now you're watching Global Business Health. More stories come up next. We're staying in Africa to find how Chinese smartphone producer Transsion cracked the African consumer market.
The Chinese New Year is about heartwarming homecomings. Dive into vibrant celebrations and traditions coming to life. Discover the allure of Long-inspired art. Savor festive flavors of reunion. Seeing blockbusters become part of cherished memories. The thrill of winter sports offer a unique festive gateway. This Chinese New Year, get to know new spending trends with our special series, Spending Smart, the Chinese New Year Boom, only on CGTN.
The International Monetary Fund's Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva expressed confidence on the outlook for the global economy on Monday. She said the world is now poised for a soft landing and the global economy has been surprisingly resilient given amid uncertainties. Georgieva expects the global inflation rate to drop in 2024 and medium-term global growth to remain at about 3%, lower than the 3.8% historical average. Georgieva predicted that the growth of GDP for the Middle East region will hit 2.9% this year and emphasized the rising importance of the Arab region in a rapidly changing world. Now to some other news we are tracking at this hour. US tech giant Google announced on Monday 25 million euros of funding to support AI training for people across Europe, with a focus on vulnerable and underserved communities. The announcement underscored concerns about AI's potential to disrupt job markets and worsen existing economic inequalities. The controlling shareholder of Novo Nordisk, a diabetes drug maker, has opted to increase investment for the next 5 years from $3 billion per year to a maximum of $7 billion. The expansion is made possible by record sales of the Danish company and the rising dividends handed to its top shareholders last year. Chinese electric brands such as BYD have begun shipping their products to Europe using vessels for their own exclusive use. The move is likely to boost the market presence of the world's top auto exporter in Europe, overcoming significant charter fees caused by transportation bottlenecks. Now, the African Cup of Nations has just concluded over the weekend in Côte d'Ivoire. And among the sponsors of the football event is a Chinese smartphone brand that many people in Africa are familiar with. The company is called Transsion. CGTN's Yang Chenxi explores how their phones cracked the African consumer market.
This Chinese phone is made by the world's fourth largest smartphone producer. It's a massive Chinese brand by the sound of it, yet few people seem to know about it here in China. 你有没有听说过这款手机？没有。
没有。
知道它是什么吗？手机。
That's because they're not sold in China at all. Instead, they account for over half of all smartphone sales on the other side of the world, in Africa. The name of the company is Transsion, and it owns 3 top-selling smartphone brands sold throughout many African countries.
Transsion is a company from China, but in Africa we are deeply rooted in the continent.
The phones are cheaper than those made by most competitors, with its cheapest handsets costing as little as, wait for it, $10.
But are low prices all there is to Transsion's success in Africa? In fact, there's much more to it than that.
I am in Chongqing, a city known for its impressive architectures as well as being a major electronics manufacturing hub of China. I visited Transsion's factory there to find out its secrets, but soon realized that my discoveries were more about the African market than about smartphones themselves. As the company developed phone features tailored to African users, they discovered many preferences specific to the region. For example, the phone cameras have been designed to more accurately and respectfully capture darker skin tones.
When you're taking a picture, it's very clear. Anytime, day or night, it's very clear.
This strategic focus on the so-called selfie generation targets the potential of young African consumer markets.
In terms of population, growth has slowed down in many places such as Europe and America. In contrast, a larger proportion of global population growth is now coming from regions like Africa.
Top global brands often compete with expensive high-end 5G flagship models, which Transsion also does. However, the company's primary focus is not on this segment. Transsion says it recognizes unmet consumer needs in Africa's underdeveloped regions, which have traditionally been overlooked by others.
We have an anti-sweat coating designed for use in tropical climates, as well as dust blockers in the holes intended for use in areas with high levels of sand and metal particles in the air.
Globally speaking, it's common for people to think that the mobile market has already entered the 5G era. However, in reality, more than 30% of the world's market share still comes from 4G and 3G technologies.
However, Transsion's growth is not without its future challenges. Experts point out that as affordability has become integral to its brand identity, a significant portion of the company's future phone profit margins may rely on its ability to continue keeping costs low.
In the past years, we've been pushing for smart manufacturing, such as replacing humans with automation, in order to increase efficiency and reduce costs.
For now, at least, Transsion is having its day. In January, it sponsored the 34th African Cup of Nations and pledged to refurbish 100 community football pitches across Africa over the next 5 years. Call it charity or a marketing maneuver. At the end of the day, it's a testament to just how far Transsion has come in Africa. This is as much a reflection of the distinctive opportunities present in Africa as it is the business strategies employed to seize them.
You're watching Global Business. Coming up next. Your special report, Biz Focus, we zoom in on the rapid rise of China's ice and snow economy, and CGTN reporters hit the slopes to uncover the potential of the country's ski industry.
The world economy as we know it is about to change. Global Business reports highlight emerging markets, developing countries, and dynamic sectors worldwide. We feature top analysts and newsmakers to provide perspectives on every facet of business. From an on-the-ground perspective, we provide you with balanced and objective assessments. Fast, sharp, and insightful. Global Business, only on CGTN.
Now to our special series BizFocus, where we take an in-depth look at industries and companies shaping China's economic future. Now, following the 2022 Winter Olympic Games in Beijing and the fast growth of ice and snow industry in northeast China, skiing has become more popular this winter. I earlier took to the slopes to uncover the potential of China's ski industry. Mountains, snow, slopes, trees, skiers, snowboarders, lifts and kids. The hustle and bustle at the Jilin Beidahu ski resort epitomizes the increasing appeal of skiing in China. I first came to Beidahu in 2012 to chase its famous powder snow, and I got it. At that time, Beidahu only saw 20,000 skiers through the entire ski season. Nowadays, Beidahu welcomes up to 500,000 visitors every winter. Every day, 5,000 skiers and snowboarders from all over the country hit the slopes. And one of them is Liu Xiaoshan, who not only owns Beidahu, but is also an experienced snowboarder.
以前可能叫旅游，就是戏学旅游。现在是应该是滑雪度假都上了。对，对，既滑雪又度假。对，而且滑雪者的水平啊，现在也是逐渐的上升。对。
To meet the rising demand, Liu Xiaoshan has poured over 2 billion yuan into the resort since 2015, investing in ski lifts, water pipelines, electricity cables, snowmaking machines and groomers.
每年都在赶工，今年我们还有一条新的雪道投入使用。我们现在的规模是11条缆车，在中国排名第一，远远超出排名第二。
If you talk to people here, they will say they love ski or snowboarding because it's a legit sport that burns a lot of calories.
我觉得这个也是很好的项目啊，又运动又学这些东西。
It's a quality time with their family.
孩子那个放假放那个寒假。 我就上这练滑雪。
It's a getaway from city life.
我们是从北京过来的，
上海、重庆。
It's also a stylish thing that shows their personality.
拍很帅的照片很重要。
That's why they say it's worth the money and they want to come back next year. And that's the crux of it. They say it's worth the money as they spend a lot on ski.
小几千吧，也不是很贵。
也就1万2万吧。
1万左右吧。
They can spend on all these equipment, gears, apparels, traveling, hotel, hospitality, and coaching services.
我喜欢的话还是愿意的。
Their intention to come back next year, meaning the sustainability of the business. Those who fall in love with ski will always come back. The ski industry is very good at creating jobs. The owner of Beidahu told me that his resorts create directly 2,000 jobs and indirectly 5,000 jobs in areas of accommodation, hospitality, transportation, and other sectors.
很好啊，我们可以在这打工，能赚点钱，然后补贴点家用什么的。
从工人就业的角度来讲的话，北大湖也是一个非常不错的就业选择。然后呢，有很多员工福利等等。
Ski industry veteran Wu Bing says this addictive sport has seen remarkable growth since China won the Olympic bid 9 years ago.
Ski industry is growing up very quickly, especially from 2015, because we get the opportunity to hold the Beijing Winter Olympic. Now we already doubled the skier visits. Total industry is already increased maybe 3 times.
So how big is China's ski industry? China's Winter Sports Industry Development Report says 890 billion yuan by 2023 and 1 trillion yuan by 2025.
Skier visits per year now is over 20 million. Yeah, but you know, because of the COVID-19, we stopped at this level for the past 3 years. But I think from now, we will increase to maybe 40 million or 50 million in 5 years.
进入$8000这个人均收入，然后冬奥会的举办，包括3亿人上冰雪，一定会把我们的渗透率拉到和国际水平差不多的，法国或者美国都在6000多万人次。我们认为未来在15年到20年左右，我们将达到1亿人次。
Liu Xiaoshan is not alone in being confident in China's ski market. I also spoke with ski resort owners in China's Olympic town of Chongli near Beijing.
I'm optimistic, that with still a strong, vibrant Chinese economy, the internal consumption is still there, and then we got to create a desire because of sporting, healthy life. In the master plan that was approved, there are 88 ski runs. Today, 40 ski runs.
You mean you can double the ski area?
Yes, today what you ski in is double.
Will you do it, or will you wait and see how the market reacts?
Looking forward positively, yes, we'll do it. With 88 ski runs, this will be fun, to ski from one village to another village, and then we have our neighbors that they can go to, and this will become the premier ski destination for China.
最近不是奥运会举办嘛，这个热度很高。
一个学期的接待量应该在300万人，能接待300万人。
300万人次已经变成美国或者是欧洲阿尔卑斯山最大的这个雪场的接待量。
我规划的是万隆将来度假区应该有3万个床位的酒店。
现在是多少个床位？
现在1600个
，1600个床位。理想中的这个300万的接待量是差不多什么时候预计能够实现？20年。20年。Are their goals realistic? When I went ski in Switzerland in January, I learned that the Alpine region has a ski penetration rate of up to 30% thanks to its mountain resources, high income, and decades of infrastructure investment. At present, China's ski penetration rate is just 0.3%, which equates to 4 million people. However, with China's increasing income, continued investment in ski resorts, and decent mountain resources, a five-fold increase over the next 20 years is not beyond the realm of possibility. So this is totally new consumption, considering the industry hardly existed some 12 years ago. This is precisely what China's economy needs as domestic demand faces slowing growth. People are seeking new entertainment and new reasons for spending. If you offer good experiences, people will spend and keep coming back, creating a sustainable and dynamic tourism economy. Well, I've been skiing for more than 10 years and I've had the honor to be the reporter for the 2022 Winter Olympic Games. I have to say that I really enjoyed it as a lifestyle, as a sport and pastime with my family. Also, I have to mention one thing, that is safety. Safety is always the priority before anything in skiing. We wish the best for China's ski industry. It definitely has a huge potential for many years to come. And that will do for this edition of Global Business here on CGTN. I'm Zheng Jufeng. Thanks for watching. We leave you with the images of Lantern shows across China to mark the Year of the Law.